In this video, I'm going to talk about MECFS and time management. You're going to learn why it's really important to be great at time management if you have MECFS. And I'm going to share 5 tips for better time management. So why is this important? Well, if your time management is poor when you have limited energy, this is just going to result in stress. Stress hinders the body's attempts to heal, and it can mean you're using your energy that's very limited inefficiently. So people who are great at time management have different strategies to people who are currently poor at time management, but you can learn those strategies and improve your approach to time management. I know that because I was really terrible at time management at one point. I am much better now, and I have to keep using these techniques. I need to consider, how often do people say, "Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, but the bus was late," rather than "sorry I'm late because I didn't allow enough time." I've done that, and I'm sure other people recognise that they've done that also. So when our time management is great, we're using our energy efficiently. And that means that we can experience calm, and when we're in a calm state, the body can produce and store energy. There are other things that can boost our energy and increase our energy envelope. And I talk about those in a video where I share the 9 areas that I think it's really important for people with MECFS to focus on. So if you'd like access to that video, I'll tell you how you can get it at the end of this one. So, as I say, I was not great at time management before I had MECFS. I remember one time being in America. I was going to go and work on a summer camp. I was in New York and I had a nice evening, met this woman, and in the morning I walked her to the bus station. When I waved her off, I suddenly realised I'd cut it really fine to get back to the YMCA, pack my bags and get my own bus. So when I had MECFS, if I did have some activity planned, it might be going Christmas shopping or going out for a meal, I'd rest for as long as possible. And then I'd cut it fine. I wouldn't leave myself enough time to get ready, so I'd be rushing around, undoing the good that I'd got from the rest. And I've talked to clients about time management because if they're late repeatedly, and it's obviously causing them stress, we've looked at what's going on, and often people say things like, for instance, I remember one client who was coming to the clinic in North London where I was working, and she arrived in South London at the train station, and rather than continue her journey and get to the vicinity where the clinic was, she decided to go and have some breakfast. The cafe took a very long time to bring her a breakfast, which meant she was then rushing and the train was late, so she was late. And I've been working with a client recently, and she's happy for me to share what we worked on because it's applied to many other people. So the scenario was that if we were meeting at 9:30, she'd be late, and if we pushed the meeting back till 10 o'clock, she'd still be late, and she recognised it was a time management issue. So let's share some tips. The first tip, and this is something I did with this client, is we looked at what are the strategies for success and what are the things that can sabotage success. So the first thing we did is we identified the goal. What was her goal? And often, let's say you've got an appointment at 10 o'clock. People will often say things like, okay, my goal is to be at the appointment at 10 o'clock. What I'd suggest is that strategies of successful people is that they aim to be at the destination before the time of the appointment. So, she recognised it would be really useful to say, actually, I'm going to aim to be sitting at my desk ready for the session 5 minutes before the session. Okay? So when I asked her, what are the ways in which you could sabotage yourself? She said, the first thing is I'll lie in bed and I'll either be scrolling on Facebook or reading a book, when actually what I need to do is get up. Then I will try and do tasks that are non-essential if that is my goal, to be sitting at my desk at 9:55. And the third thing is that I just underestimate how much time is needed. Okay? So we then looked at, well, what would be the strategies that would ensure success if that's the goal here? She recognised that she needed to write a list of everything that needed to be done. We'll come back to that. She then needed to make a plan of what tasks she was going to do, when she was going to do them. She was going to allow enough time. Okay, and then she was going to make sure she stuck to the plan. If she caught herself getting distracted, she would pause and just get back onto the plan. So, first thing she did, as I say, is she wrote a list. Okay, what are the things I need to do in order to be ready sitting at my desk at 9:55? She recognised that she needed to get dressed. She needed to have breakfast. She needed to do her hair and teeth. Brush her teeth. She needed to actually turn computer on and open Skype. And then obviously she needed to be sitting at her desk. So that's the first step, make a list. Then create a plan. Well, what's the order in which you're going to do those things? Now it might be she says, okay, yeah, I am going to get dressed first. I will have breakfast. Actually, I could do my teeth after breakfast, but actually my hair, I could do that when I'm sitting at the desk. Okay? And actually it would be really useful perhaps to turn the computer on and turn Skype on. I might do that at 9:55, but actually it might be really useful to do that before I do my teeth or straight after breakfast. So we've put things in order. Then the next thing to do is actually to work backwards, to think, well, actually, okay, if I want to be at the desk at 9:55, then I need to be brushing my teeth, let's say, at 9:45. I could turn the Skype on after breakfast, so let's say we're doing that at 9:40. Maybe let's say we're having breakfast at 9 o'clock and getting up and getting dressed at 9:45. We also talked about making sure we have enough time. So that might be, in this situation, that time frame might be fine, but actually if we really want to just give ourselves plenty of time, we might actually move everything 15 minutes earlier. And that way, if there are hold-ups, if we do get a bit of distraction, then we've still got a bit of time. And I remember one client saying that she was always leaving the house late because she'd start a task just before she had to leave that took longer than she thought it was going to take. So if, for instance, this person is ready at 9:40, then they might say, oh, actually, I've got 10 minutes just to put my laundry away. And I'm going to set a timer to make sure I stop doing that task at 9:50. And then I'll maybe go and get a drink and sit at the desk. Remember, the fourth step is to stick to the plan. So if I think about those strategies, then I recognise that when I was in New York, I could have just packed my bags after breakfast and gone to the bus depot with my friend and then just gone and had a coffee. That way I wouldn't have had to rush around. My client recognised that it would have been more useful to get to the destination, have breakfast when she was there. And my client actually this week said, I've been turning up for things on time. My time management has got better, so well done to you. So consider that great time management just makes our life easier. It means that we can experience more calm, and that's good for the body, helps the body do the healing work that it wants to do. I do remember staying with some friends and we were going to my friend's mother's for dinner. And at 6:30 they said we were leaving at 7 o'clock. At 6:30 they were sitting on the sofa having a glass of wine. And I was really impressed because at that time in particular, that was not my strategy. I would have been ready at 5 to 7. So I went straight upstairs, got ready, came down and joined them. So anyway, I hope that's given you some food for thought. As I mentioned, if you'd like to watch the video where I talk about the 9 areas that I think are important for people with ME/CFS to focus on, then click the link below and send me a message. When you watch that video, you can do an audit so you can identify the areas that would be really useful for you to focus on. Do let me know if you've got any top tips for time management. Post them below, or if you've got any questions. But thanks for watching. Wishing you great health. Bye for now.